This is a special episode brought to you by IBM. Hi, I'm Deepthi Ahuja, Head of Content at HT Smartcast, and today we will discuss how AI is steadily becoming a key component of the security arsenal of modern enterprises. In the previous episode, we spoke to IBM and discussed the significance of responsible AI and the challenges in scaling it. In this episode, we are joined by Dr. Monisha Oberoi. She's the partner and director, Asia Pacific Cybersecurity Sales Lead at IBM Consulting. Dr. Monisha will help us understand how AI is revolutionizing the Indian cybersecurity landscape and what your business needs to know. Hi, Dr. Monisha. How are you? Welcome to Mint, etc.
Doing very well. Thank you so much. Thanks, Deepthi.
The pleasure's all mine. Monisha has over 25 years of experience in cybersecurity, IT, and strategic outsourcing across Asia Pacific region. She also currently serves as a governor on the board of governors of the American Chambers of Commerce in Singapore. She's also a published author. And that is clearly one too many hats that she wears. On that note, let's begin. Diving right into the conversation, I want to ask you there is a lot of focus on cybersecurity, and it has picked up in the past couple of years. How do you see the security landscape change in this year?
So, Deepthi, if you remember from the last many years, cybersecurity has been taking center stage. And as I meet my customers, I realize that it's now become the board level imperative. And everybody wants to talk about it. And it's becoming a very big concern, especially with the era of generative AI that we have entered in 2024.
Right.
Everybody wants to talk about it. There are programs being launched. They want to make it secure. And 84% of the CEOs and the CXOs believe that the biggest risk that they run in launching some of these programs is cybersecurity and privacy. Now, to the question that you asked, how does it change? See, all the crime that we were seeing in the prior years will continue. They will only become sharper, more complex, personalized, even more difficult to identify. And as a result, while it's a huge threat for us, it's also a huge opportunity. All of us who are involved and engaged in making sure that our clients are safe, we have enough and more in our armory to make sure that we can keep our clients safe. The nature of security will change. The nature of cybercrime will change. It will, whatever existed will exist, but there'll be newer elements that will come in. And when I say that, it comes primarily from adopting Gen AI programs and Gen AI in particular. Why I say that is because your models, the data that you use to train it, and the usage of the data, all of them are under threat. So unless we have the right guardrails, unless we make sure that to responsible and trusted AI, we will be in a problem. And when I say that is some of the areas that we will see start coming up will be about data poisoning, right? So in your Gen AI programs, your data can be poisoned, your data can be exfiltrated. You can have over-reliance and hallucination that comes in because of over-reliance on these models, right? All of these, the prompt injections that can be going in to manipulate the data. So at the heart of everything is our data. And we have noticed, and basically all the conversations that we are having, we realize that the power and the importance of data goes up. So securing that and making sure that in the entire journey as data traverses or is stored or managed, it is very well taken care of and protected at all times. So net, 2024 is going to be a roller coaster year. And we are all set, right, as the saviors, as our trusted partners for our clients, to be there in every step of the way to make sure that their environments are secure and the businesses remain secure.
You rightly mentioned, Monisha, things are going to get more and more complex. It's going to be very difficult to, decipher these cybersecurity threats. There's a lot of excitement and a certain level of apprehension in India, around the use of Gen AI, obviously because of these reasons. Can you tell us what will the impact of Gen AI be on the threat landscape? You've spoken a little bit about the impact of, Gen AI on the threat landscape, but could you just expand on a couple of these, topics just for the benefit of our listeners, for our viewers?
So, Diti, I would like to just, before I get into that part, I'll give you a couple of pointers.
Yeah.
Recently, there was a Threat Intelligence Index 2024 that got launched, and it came up and shared certain very critical, so it gave us certain insights and themes as to what was really happening.
Hmm.
One of the themes is that the attackers are no longer hacking into our systems; they're logging into our systems, which means the importance of identity and access management becomes paramount.
Absolutely.
Second, data becomes center stage, continues to be center stage, and becomes even more important. And third is around the security strategy, how it's implemented, and being sure that the threat intelligence view end to end. And finally, the ability to remediate if one has been breached gains tremendous importance.
Hmm.
As we have these data breach reports that we take out annually, and
Hmm.
the 2023 report says that and the average cost of a data breach in India is 179 million rupees, which is extremely high.
Yeah.
Not only that, there has been an increase by almost 15% in cybercrime. And, you will notice and you will hear reports which say that almost over 30% of the businesses that get breached never actually come back because the breach doesn't happen once. They will continue to keep getting breached because somebody has identified their vulnerabilities and will continuously keep attacking.
Hmm.
Now, with Gen AI coming into the picture, this becomes even more severe. So, your
Right.
question was, tell us a little bit more about how Gen AI is going to impact.
Yes.
Now, your data is at the heart of everything that you do.
Yeah.
A couple of areas that will become critical in securing your generative AI programs, models, and data are going to be, and the areas of concern are going to be prompt injections. The prompt injections are really, injecting vulnerabilities into your large language models, right?
Right.
And ensuring that you're changing the data, okay, manipulating the information there.
Yes.
Now, that can be of great importance. Second is that your output handling is insecure, right? Which will lead to yet another issue of hijacking attacks, etc. The
Hmm.
training data that you're using in your models that could get poisoned, right? You could have a model denial of service, which means somebody is attacking your LLM in such a manner that nothing else is capable out of it, right? And
Right.
similarly, sensitive information disclosure, over reliance, hallucinations. These are the kind of problems that will start coming up as we move ahead.
Whenever we talk about Gen AI and we talk about cybersecurity, it's generally in the skeptical light. But I'm sure there are some benefits as well that AI and Gen AI can offer enterprises seeking to strengthen, their security stance. What are some of those?
Gen AI or AI, as we want to call it, interchangeably. But so Gen AI or leveraging artificial intelligence and machine learning is actually a boon when it comes to improving our productivity gains, both at a human level as well as at a programmatic level. So, for example, if you look at our analysts, they spend a whole lot of time, right, over almost about 30 to 40% of their time, and just analyzing the incidents that are happening or the logs that they're receiving, right?
Right.
All of that can be automated. So, leveraging Gen AI in security, you can actually automate a lot of these repetitive tasks, right? So that is a huge advantage. It frees up your resources to do much higher level tasks, right? Then the ability to create content which is far richer for the analysis. That's the other part that comes into picture. Then the system is able to learn and create responses, right? Which makes sure that the management or the visibility or the handling of security incidents, transparency, visibility, all becomes much better, right? So that becomes a huge thing. So it's basically augmenting cybersecurity. So Gen AI has a huge potential to augment cybersecurity and make sure that both the people who are securing and the recipients of that security are really getting the advantage of it, right? It also helps in improving the efficacy of the threat detection and and accelerating your response to that, because in security it's really about speed at the end of the day, right? So
Yeah.
Gen AI can really help our security operations center teams to detect make quick decisions and act on them very fast, so that there is none or negligible impact of any challenge that they might be facing.
Right. In the same context, as a global provider of security solutions and services, can you tell us how IBM is helping enterprises become cyber resilient, and what are some of the AI powered tools that you use, to do the same to help out enterprises?
See, IBM is one of the companies, very few companies in the world, and is perhaps one of the world's largest integrated cybersecurity provider. When I say that, what I mean to say is that IBM has both a services arm and it has a complete technology or a software arm.
Yes.
So we actually help our clients from a 360-degree view, whether it is about understanding the challenges in the environment, which is around consulting, or having the tools to actually go implement. Not only that, the client for us is at the center of every decision that we take. So we could be having a scenario where the services team actually goes with any third party technology, right? Because it has the right fitment for the client and gives them a solution. Similarly, in the same spirit, our technology team could go with any of the other service providers and provide a service to the client, just in case, example, they already have a service provider giving them security services.
Right.
So they could use IBM technology and the same provider and provide the services. So our aim is to ensure that at any point of time, the client is serviced from a 100% perspective. That's point number one. Point number two, our entire managed security services team, right? It leverages the AI powered platform that continuously learns from the real world client data. So what we learn in one part of the world, we actually implement the value of that in all the other parts of the world, right? And we're deeply integrated from country to APAC to the worldwide. We have cybersecurity and AI skills. We have thousands of consultants who have that skill, and we bring them to the fore by offering it to our clients. From a technology perspective, we have Watson X, which is our leading foundational capability model, which is open, it's trusted, and it ensures that the client gets targeted and empowering information out of it. Majority of our tools are empowered with AI and machine learning, whether it is the IBM QRadar suite that we use for the entire threat management, or is it the IBM Security Verify tool that we use for adaptive access technology? And I was just talking to you a little while back around how important IAM or access management has become, identity and access management has become. And for every problem that might be there, Deepti, there will be a combination of IBM products or third-party technology products and services that will help solve the problem. For example, if I was to say, as we have AI coming into the picture, we have a complete journey roadmap identified for our clients who are going for transformations, right? And every element, right from doing a security assessment to creating a strategy to running them through the entire cycle of threat management, access management, managing your third party, security, to actually doing incident response for them. The entire journey is mapped out into a number of steps so that it is predictable, it is transparent, and the client knows what is it that they're actually getting out of and how, at what point of maturity they are. So it will be a combination of, for example, Watson X in the case of AI. It'll be a combination of, say, Watson X, some of our other security software and services, our consulting teams doing the assessments and the strategies, and leveraging the entire IBM framework that we have for securing Gen AI programs. So it's a combination of all of that we can bring.
Lovely. Looking ahead, at a time when AI and Gen AI adoption is just set to explode, what are some of the recommendations to businesses, that you have that can help them secure their digital transformation journeys?
As AI/Gen AI, as we talk about it, as it becomes more and more prevalent and becomes a part of our lives, which it already has, AI will be used in three areas practically. There will be AI powered attacks, right? Which is what the cyber criminals will try and leverage AI for.
Right.
Then they will be attacking our AI, which means our models, our data, and the usage of that. They will be attacking that itself. And then the third part is theft. They will be trying and stealing, machine language models via APIs, etc. So there'll be stealing of the AI element as we move ahead, right? So there'll be these three areas that will come into the fore. Now, recommendations that I would say for every business that they must make sure that they follow. First and foremost, they must make sure that responsible AI adoption and governance becomes the mantra across their organization. Not an afterthought, but a mantra right from day one. They must invest in the threat detection capabilities right from the start as far as visibility is concerned, and then making sure that they have their plans in place in case something happens to remediate. That's the second most important point. The third, I would say, data, data, and data. You have to protect your data from the entire life cycle perspective. It must get taken care of.
Right.
The fourth point I would say would be making sure the identity and access management in your organization is extremely robust, because the threat landscape is changing. The focus is going on on both the identity as well as access to your systems. And most importantly, whenever in doubt, please make sure you're having a trusted partner, a partner who's been there, done that, not only within the country, but across the world, and work with a trusted partner for every step of the way to guide you, to be with you, to make sure that your environment is safe and that you are able to co-develop and co-execute your security program to ensure that the business is always secure.
Nice, nice. Such great recommendations. Thank you so much, Monisha, for being a part of the show and sharing your insights on AI-driven cybersecurity. It was a lot of fun hosting you here.
Thank you so much, Dipti. The pleasure was all mine. And I loved having this conversation with you. Thank you very much for once again taking out the time and doing this session.